Hello, and welcome to the Green Grassroots of Football with me, Andy Glover.
Me, Mark Grinter.
And I would just like to thank our sponsor, Rachel's Bookkeeping, for all of your bookkeeping needs. So tonight's pod is going to be different, as Mark and I are planning a sponsored walk in June, and we are meeting to discuss what we need to arrange, and so I've decided to record it as well so that you, our avid listeners, can gain an understanding of what goes into the planning and preparation for an event such as this. We are joined by Tom. Hello, Tom.
Hello, mate.
As Tom will also be undertaking the walk with us. As usual, the quote: "At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better. It's about what you've given back." That was Denzel Washington, for the people who like their films. So first to the walk. And we intend to walk from Land's End to Somerdale Pavilion via the 3 Children's Hospices Southwest locations, which are St Austell, between Bideford and Bude, and then Bristol, starting on Saturday the 7th of June, and with any luck, getting to the Pavilion on Saturday the 14th of June, having covered a distance of 227 miles. Our conservative fundraising target is £1,000, however we hope to absolutely smash that. Okay, so into the discussion. First of all, why are we doing this?
This is to raise obviously awareness for hospice and for the club. And they said it's a challenge. I'm getting to an age now where a walking challenge is about all I can do. I couldn't do a running challenge, cycling challenge, or anything like that. So it is just something that we're gonna, it's once in a lifetime for me, sort of something like this. There's going to be an achievement that I will be very proud of when we've completed it.
See, now Mark, you have done a lot of these, and I've certainly done a lot of these with you. But Tom, this is your first one. I know you joined in with you, but this is the big event, and you're joining in. Whereas on the others, it's like the team have done this, the club have done this, but it's just the 3 of us. So why are you getting involved in this one?
Well, I think even though you're saying that it is like it's just a walking challenge, I think it's a big challenge.
It's a huge challenge, isn't it?
I think, what are we talking, like 30 miles?
I think I've worked out we're going to do 17 miles on the first day and then average 30 miles a day for the net rest. Yeah.
No, I think that's a lot. I think it is a challenge, and I like a challenge anyway. So.
Yeah, my wife thinks I'm going to finish in hospital. So
my wife keeps telling me, "Why are you doing this? Are you sure you got to do this? Please don't do this. Please don't do it." I'm like, "We are."
It's done now.
So I think it is a challenge. I'm looking forward to it. So.
All right, so things we've got to consider. Time off work. I mean, I'm employed.
I'm employed.
And I'm self-employed.
You're self-employed. So what does that mean for you then, Tom?
Not a lot. I got a business partner anyway, so he'll just take over.
So, are you putting in, like, in terms of your own personal, like a week's holiday for you? Do you have holidays where you were? So for you, you're just losing money that week as a self-employed person.
Yeah. So it's not like. Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's we work on big projects, which are like 6 to 8 month projects. So over the long scale of it, then I am probably losing money, but
yes, what I'm saying. So for as well as raising money, you're also actually taking a personal sacrifice financially as well to do this. Yeah. Whereas myself and Mark, as employed for companies, we're taking a holiday, which is still a hit, and my wife's like, "I'd like to take a holiday somewhere else," but it's not such a big hit, as it were.
Correct.
So it's quite a big thing to do. How did that go down with your, I assume, better half or?
Oh, with my wife?
Yes.
She's all right. She's pretty relaxed, so it's all good.
How about you, Mark?
Yeah, she thinks I'm going to end up in hospital, so it's fine. I think she'd quite like that. She'd be right if that happens. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to take a week off work. I mean, I work for the civil service. We get 6 weeks a year, so I know some get 4 weeks, some get 6. I mean, my wife likes. My wife and I, be careful about us with learning difficulties, so we take them away It's their holiday, but I've got to take a holiday from my own work, and then holiday with the wife, and it's like, well, what about this? Where's this week come from? It's like, yes, I've got to take this week's holiday as well.
Your good lady is obviously, because we're doing the walk and stuff. Thanks to your good lady, we're not having to carry the stuff about because she's going to be our support driver.
Well, if you want to fill up, I've got further down the list. We can come to that. Support team. So you need a support team.
Yeah,
and it's Fran.
At the moment, it's Fran. I mean, there are, for some, that means having somebody there all the time behind you. If you're jogging or you're cycling, you've got someone all the time. Because you're walking, it's very difficult to have somebody in a car driving 2 miles behind you.
And to be fair, I mean, if say one of us gets it, there are 3 of us. It's not, you're not doing it on your own. So if one of us, I don't know, does a muscle or whatever, there are 2 others who can support as well.
I mean, provisionally, the plan is quite literally to say to Fran, okay, if it's a nice day, here's a beach, there's a location, here's the next hotel we're going to, and we'll call you if there's a problem. And that is quite literally the plan. And if there's a problem, we can call her. We're only going to be within 15, 20 miles at most of her location each day because of the way we're walking to. We'll put her halfway on the beach. So at most 15 miles, say. And it's just a matter of calling her. She can come to us, give us
40 minutes, and she'll be with you.
And other than that, she will meet her on the evening.
But at least with her being there, we've got the advantage. Your stuff, the stuff overnights and stuff like that. All you're literally carrying is what you need, food and stuff for the day, rather than your whole week's worth of stuff, which is really beneficial.
Yeah,
absolutely. And again, she's sacrificing a week out of her life.
Yeah.
To do
that. Absolutely. So she's having to get someone in to care for the adults that we care for and pay that person to do that. So that she can come down with us as well. I mean, she's hopefully going to have a week on the beach, so she'll still have fun.
Nice,
Weather's nice. If it's a crap week, then she's not going to have fun. week in hotels or in cars or whatever. But that'll be it. And obviously, if we end up miles from a good hotel, then she's going to have to pick us up, take us to the hotels on the evening, drive us back to those starting points. Because there are a couple of points where we end quite a distance from any good hotel. I mean, there's a few of them. I've planned the route, and there's a few where we quite literally end by a hotel. That'll do. We'll go into there. But there's a few where we're just nowhere near any hotel, and it's going to be a matter of come and get us, drop us in there, and then the next morning drop us back. Talking of hotels, I did a search, and I mean, I looked at a lot of different hotels. I mean, there's options. You can do B&Bs. I personally don't want to do B&Bs. I'm not comfortable in people's houses. That's just a personal thing. And I looked at Best Westerns, I looked at travel lodges, I looked at Holiday Inns and Premier Inns, and they're all very much a similar price. And the hotel costs for the week worked out around about £450, which either we've got to find or we have to try and get corporate sponsorship to cover. Now, if you two were to share a room...
We've just discussed that. I mean, we are going to be spending 10, 12 hours a day to have your own space. So we are going to go separate rooms. And I think that is sensible. Absolutely.
So if somebody was doing this and was sharing a room, that halves that cost. But if you're taking it yourself, then yes. So you need to get, if you can, 450 quid. I mean, I've said that the last 2 stops... or the last stop, certainly, it's just down by Cheddar. I mean, we could just go, let's go home for the night and go back down in the morning and walk from there. That cuts off that hotel. Even the one before, which is Wellington, yes, it's about an hour's journey. But in theory, if those 2 stops save us 150 quid in hotel costs, I know it's an hour's car ride each way, morning and night, but... potentially,
I feel like that would. I don't know.
It'd take something away from it.
It would, yeah.
I mean, the last one. I think I'd rather. The last one's just outside of West we've met. I think I'd rather come home for that one.
I mean, as we've said, I've got my corporate sponsor right there, so I've got to keep her happy up there. So I'm definitely, my corporate sponsor's going to pay for me.
I think, I feel like if you're going to do it,
You got to do it.
It's got to be a sacrifice.
That's got to be part of the.
No, it's just saying there's an option. All I said is there is an option there. Those last stops, maybe the last two stops.
And it is a cost. I mean, unfortunately enough, I've got, and Tom's got, like I said, is self-employed, so I think he's going to, without speaking for him, is do his, and I've got mine, so hopefully we've just got to find you a course.
I've had somebody who I've spoken to, and he did say yes.
I know who is.
He did say yes.
Does it need a day key?
Sorry?
DK?
No, this person runs a football education company in Stoke.
That one.
That one. He did say yes, but he tends to forget these things.
Right.
So I'll go back and remind him, and then go back and remind him again. It will mean that instead of wearing the Fight Club JFC clothing, I may be wearing 433 Football Academy clothing for the walk. So although we're raising money for the hospice and for our club, as a corporate sponsor funded person, I'll be wearing clothing perhaps for somebody else on the walk.
Yeah.
So I have to consider those things as well. And if you're being funded by somebody, you might end up be wearing those things as well. It's just something we have to consider, especially if we are being interviewed for local television, local radio on the way, which is a possibility. Yeah. The hospice have said they'll get involved and they'll promote it as much as they can.
They will do. And I think the radio, and I don't know about you, but radio would be a definite, I would have thought. And again, because we get corporate sponsors, if say it's 433 Bear Construction, and mine will be who sponsors this podcast, Rachel's bookkeeping, there'll be a lot of social. We'll put it on a lot of the Fry socials and stuff like that, and those three companies will get a lot of promotion with it, and rightly so.
I mean, not just that. There's, like I said, Heidi, who we liaise with at
Children's Hospice
has already said she'll try and push it through local radio stations, local papers as well, to try and get promotion there. And I've also said locally. But there's also the hospice down in Bideford and the hospice in St Austell, and hopefully they'll have contacts
and
for Cornwall Radio,
we go
Devon
to all
Radio.
three, don't we?
Yes, the walk goes to all three. That's the whole point of it, is to go to all three. And hopefully they'll have contacts in Cornwall Radio, local, BBC Devon, BBC Cornwall. Hopefully and maybe get contacts there and talk to them at the same time. So, and if we do, and we're talking, yes, I'm sponsored by this person, and I know it's further away, but it's still, which we can come back and use, even if it's on our social media, to play a clip of Radio Cornwall and sponsored by Bear Construction, and so on and so forth. So it's all good stuff which helps us, and it covers the costs. So
Bear renovations, just
Bear renovations.
Thank you. No, sorry, Bear renovations. Let's get that one in there. Apologies. Yes, I wasn't fully aware who your sponsor would be. So absolutely. Food and drink costs exactly the same. Hopefully, your sponsor will cover that as well. Because your hotel is usually room. So there's also evening meal, breakfast, food during the day. I mean, it's the thing to consider. Is your sponsor going to go, I'll cover your cost for your room? How much is your room? $450. We think, okay, there it is. Oh yeah, by the way, I've just realised I need food and drink for the week. It's another $200. Or whatever. Yeah. So you have to consider that as well.
I must
admit, water on the day as you're walking.
I will be happy if I've got a bed at night. I think my other costs. I look at stuff like that with your cost for breakfast. If you were at home, you'd still need to eat and drink. So I don't look at that as a potential extra. I mean, all right, breakfast. But
yes, but at home you wouldn't pay £30 for an evening meal, whereas if you're in a hotel, that's the standard cost you end up paying. You might just have beans on toast on the evening.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot more expensive. And your breakfast, you might just have a cereal. But again, you've got to pay £10 in the Premier Inn for a cereal. Yeah.
But for me, it will be part of the experience. I mean, hopefully, I think because you've done a really good job at the hotels, a lot of them are travel lodges and Premier Inn, and a lot of them have breakfast within it. I think.
No, you still got to pay. You still have to pay for them.
But I'll be looking.
Or you go to the Tesco the night before and get yourself a grand, a cereal bar and get yourself going.
I haven't considered too much is how much food we will need to eat. Because I presume with the amount of calories and stuff you're going to be burning in that, are you going to have, was it 2,500 for a bloke or something like that is the average calorie intake when you're doing a challenge like that? Does that mean your calorie intake
is just a normal day?
So Tom, you're the fitness person. What would you suggest? It's walking, not running, admittedly, but it's going to be a hot day. I hope a hot day.
Yeah.
What are we talking, do you think?
I think little and often.
Yeah.
Just snacking all day because
You don't want to be over full, do you, when
No.
you're walking? So it's like you said, the breakfast, you wouldn't want
definitely
a
a
big
good
front.
breakfast.
Would you have a full fry-up or whatever?
Yeah,
Before-
I,
yeah?
I would.
You'd have the big
probably.
calories in the morning.
Yeah.
Is that you load up in the morning and just...
And on the evening,
Yeah.
and then just in the day, just keep feeding yourself throughout the day. I would say I'm no expert really, but that's what I'd be doing.
I mean, this is it. Do you go for the hotels, or do you use our support driver and go to the Tesco's and get me a sandwich for the day and get you this and this for the day and keep yourself going that way, and then it's just food in your rucksack as you walk for the day, you know.
Plenty of water.
Plenty of water, absolutely. Well, my personal drink is my choice Pepsi Max. That fizz keeps me going.
Yeah.
And of course, it could rain the whole time.
It could rain the whole time.
And we don't need to do dehydration.
No, I mean, and that's just, I suppose that is the other cost as well. What you're thinking of is how many pairs of trainers are we going to have to need for the week?
New trainers for a start. And are they? What you say? Pairs of trainers. A new pair. You then think about blisters, walking them in, all that sort of thing. That's another consideration. You don't want to be getting a new pair of trainers halfway through and having to walk them in as well.
No, so you have to walk them in before you even go. So then if the others go, you've got a pair that's ready.
A second pair of trainers.
A couple of pairs would be enough, do you reckon?
I reckon two. You'd think two, but I don't know.
You wouldn't walk 200 miles in a pair of trainers and wear them out. You wouldn't wear a pair of trainers. So one pair should be fine.
Just
and have a backup just in case.
Raining on one
but
day,
get a new pair and get them in ready.
Well, if it's raining all week, get them dry and stuff.
Just dry a pair overnight.
Yeah. So and then again, like I said, you know what? If it's raining all week, you're going to have how much wet gear you're going to need to have.
Well, hopefully that'll be in the car and ready.
But again, it might be extra cost. They've said for your trousers. I mean, I've got one, maybe two pairs of waterproof trousers. Do I need 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Is that a potential if it's due to chuck it down all week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have to make alternative provisions for that bad weather?
Yeah.
Sunny weather is easy. It's shorts and a t-shirt and a hat, isn't it?
I think
that's
the advantage.
easy one.
I think they're not. It's not perfectly accurate. The advantage you do have with today's modern weather forecast, the week or so before, you will have a rough idea of what the weather will be. It won't be accurate, but if there's a big storm and it's going to rain all week, you will know. They generally have that down.
If it's pretty settled in the southwest, you should be pretty covered.
So, I mean, it is, but you are going to have to leave almost the clothes and stuff that you need to the week before, 2 weeks before.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing of having that support car as well is we'll be able to put it all in.
Yeah.
We'll be able to take almost like a suitcase or 2 suitcases each if you need to. Just whack it all in the boot and just goes from one place to the next. And you have a carry-all with you for the next day. Just pack it on the evening. Here's my go bag.
I mean, like I said, actually, we're going to the first day. Again, your good lady and yourselves and stuff. So the first day we're going to walk 17 miles.
Yeah, so drive down in the morning to
what
Land's
time?
End.
I mean, to drive. How long does it take to drive from here to Land's End? I don't know.
It's about 4 hours, is it?
So we're going to have to leave about 4 in the morning.
No, I don't think so. Because we're only doing half the hour. We're only doing 6 hours walking.
But again, if it's the summer holiday, Mike said if it's the summer. Granted, it's not the school summer holidays. Is the traffic going down?
Yes, I suppose. And there is the summer holidays. It is the summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we are going on a Saturday. So yes, we'll have to leave fairly early.
And we've got the joys of the presentation the night before.
Yes, so
which is normally a heavy night.
Yeah, it's the primary school years presentation, girls presentation the night before, however late that goes, and then we leave early in the morning to get down to Land's End.
I mean, I think we'd have 6. What do you think? To get there to Land's End for 10ish, 11ish. And then, what do you think? A 6-hour walk on?
I think because we're doing only got to do 17 up. I think it's about 17 miles on the first day, and then because we're doing half day travel, and then it's 30 all the way roughly the rest of the trip.
So what do you think? Do you leave at 6 to 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And might be too late, like you're stuck in traffic, you never know. And like I said, it's not the school holidays,
No, it's not the school holidays.
but it is summer, isn't it? And some of the roads, especially down in Cornwall, I mean, they are now. This is it. You go back 30 years, and it was single lane from halfway through Devon onwards. Now it's virtually all dual carriageways. The A30, I think it is virtually all dual carriageway down.
Right.
So I think it's better than it was.
Are you averaging 12-hour days walking? Is that what you're thinking?
Roughly 11 to 12 hour days
11 to 12
walking,
hours.
yeah.
There you go.
Well, you got to average basically. No, 10. I've worked on 10 hours walking at 3 miles an hour.
Okay.
And then however long we stop as well. So do you stop for like 15 minutes in the morning, half hour lunchtime, 15 in the afternoon, give it an hour. So there's 11 hours in total. Okay. And then
so again, so what time would we be thinking of setting off every morning?
So say you leave by 8 in the morning and aim to get there by 7 in the evening the next one. It's not going to leave you a lot of time, I know. It's a long day. Or do you eat on the walk? Do you eat as you walk and then don't stop at all?
And then I suppose by the time you get to day 4 or 5, you might be going a lot slower. Yeah. So I suppose we'll have to adjust as potentially heading off at 6 in the morning, 7 just to make.
I would definitely start early.
On the last day, we're leaving at 3 in the morning.
I must admit,
rolling in at 9 at night.
I'll be honest. I'm probably with Tom. I'm more of I don't know. I don't know how Fran would feel about it. I'd be willing to go 6, 7, have breakfast and have more time.
I mean, there's only I think there's only once or twice where we're not really much walking from the hotel. I think St Austell is one of them. Which is only, I think that's only the second day. The rest, it's virtually, we're stopping, the plan was virtually you walking into a hotel. And I think the one halfway, the next stop away from the Bideford.
So Fran could almost stay at the hotel
one.
Later then,
yeah, and the Bideford one, as you leave the Bideford hospice, there's no real hotel on that one. So you've got to go back almost to Bideford again to stay that night.
Yeah. And
then we dropped in and then walked from there. But apart from that, they're virtually all stops by. And then I said the final stop, sort of the Weston-super-Mare area. Again, there's nowhere really there. But I mean, the first one is dead. It's almost the first day on it or the second day, so that's to be fairly easy.
I just said for me, early, like I said, I think early start.
Yeah.
I don't want to get up at
especially in the summer. It's gonna be light anyway.
Yeah.
It's gonna be light at 4 in the morning anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I'd try to get up at 4 in the morning, head out, and but then we won't be having a breakfast. The hotels won't be doing the breakfast.
No.
But that's where the night before you've
stocked up on the cereals.
You stock up on the cereals, or get yourself like either this is a cold, something big and cold that you can sort of eat and high on calories but cold, or you make sure you walk past the McDonald's
and get it done. And then that does then give you the time on the evening, doesn't it? So you can get a good proper. Steak or pasta
you have a longer stop on it. You have a longer sort of rest on the evening. Yeah. I think it makes sense because also the longer as you get into sort of the day itself, especially in June, it's going to get hotter as the day goes on. So you want to be walking.
You want
4 in the morning,
you want
4 or 5
most
in the
of
morning.
It broken by midday, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So you can start slowing down in the afternoon if you have to.
If you've done 20 miles up to 18 to 20 by lunchtime. You've got 10 left in the afternoon, then that'd be perfect.
Can slow down a bit, can't you? Yeah, that does make sense, especially on a hot day. Cold day is not so bothered, is it? It's just like it's a cold, miserable day. Then it doesn't matter what. But on a hot day, you want to be
30 plus degrees.
You don't want to be rocking up to the hotel at 7, knowing the
shower. You'd almost
bed,
But also, you don't want to be leaving at 9, knowing that in 3 hours' time it's going to be hitting 30 degrees, and you're not even going to be halfway through your. Yeah. So okay, that makes sense. Get out by 4 or 5 in the morning, be on the way.
Yeah.
The roads, I'm assuming, to begin with, especially, it's like it's not pavement as such.
Well, Google Maps. This was walking via Google Maps. So I can only assume it's paved roads with pathways.
So I'm planning on trainers. Becky said you getting walking. You getting walking? I'm not getting walking boots. I don't think I need one because I'm not going on Yeah.
No.
So I'm going with train, but I suppose
I've been advised to go with trainers rather than walking
Yeah.
boots. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, like, are we basically on the
Well,
side
you're
of a
safety,
road?
you mean?
Yeah, or not even.
Yeah, there is that issue as well. I haven't done a street view following of it, but
Land's End is pretty rural. Is from
Yes.
so I'm thinking like some of the roads might not even have
paths.
proper two-way like for cars.
Right,
Is
yeah.
what I'm thinking, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, so I think sometime before then we have to do a street view
Yeah.
follow it
Yeah.
as well.
And that is something. And then I suppose the other thing we'll have between now and then is obviously the fundraising,
Yes.
because that is the main reason we're doing it for, is to get as much money as we can.
Yeah, so we've got a crowdfunding page which we're sharing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And some money has been coming in, which is really good.
Yeah.
Yes. But we need to share
Including
that.
from another club, which I will say Bristol Rovers supporters
Oh, that's good.
have given us £100.
Oh, that's really good.
And that's Scott from their under 11 girls.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you to him
Um,
and them
yeah,
as a team. That's really good of them.
have donated. So
Which is nice actually, because the very, very first time we started supporting the hospice, which is going back, let's see, about 12, 13 years
Yeah.
ago, the very, very first thing we started doing a bucket collection. The very first team, the very first money in was actually Yate United put £20 in at pitch side, and then again it was kicked off by another team
yeah,
putting money in. So it's nice that other teams sort of do that sort of thing.
yeah. So
It's
I
not
mean,
just
it's
relying
good.
on us and going out to people saying give
And I
us
said
money.
we'll get it out there and we'll get everybody involved, and yeah, like I said, having the local press, and we'll certainly get the Keynsham press involved and everything like that is to raise as much money as we can, because that is the ultimate goal. So, and the son said, be very proud of.
So in terms of fitness, we are looking at doing 30 miles a day. What are your plans to build up? Because they say about marathons, you build up and you build up to get to that. So what are your plans then? I'll start with you, Tom. What are your plans to try and get?
To be honest, I haven't made any plans as of yet. Mark's talked about a few long walks.
Yeah, I've booked a few days off work, so I said the problem, as with Tom, who runs his own, and we work, is to do a long walk. You need a day off.
Yeah.
Because Saturday and Sunday, what we do on Saturday and Sunday?
It is football.
We're down there doing football. We're running teams. We get out and do it.
That is. I mean, at the moment, I've walked into work a few times, which is 4 or 5 miles. Generally, if it's in and around Keynsham, I will try and walk now.
How has the walk in to work gone?
It's gone all right. And
Yeah.
when it's dry, so about 3 times it's happened so far. Hopefully, once the weather improves, that'll be the 3 days a week I go in the office. But it's not as regular as it probably should be at the moment, because if it's chucking it down and it's 2 degrees, I got to be honest, I ain't doing that. Ain't happening.
Well, we're still a good 5 months away from the
But
walk.
the
So
gradual thing will be to walk into work which is about 4 miles, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And to walk, because I've got a dog, is to walk roughly, if I can, and I get the time, is 4 miles a day at least, and then gradually build that up, and then.
But 4 miles a day is close to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So finding that time. As well.
That is always the issue, and then I've had to book days off, and on days where the kid, and again it's taking it away from the time with the kids and wife, because I've got pointless when they're around. So when they're at school or at work, I've taken the odd days off where I'm just going to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Again, so that takes it. But like I said, there is no other time to do it.
No.
I'm not a gym person. I don't do the gym. I probably should. I don't swim. I don't know. So that is all I can do. And that's why Becky thinks I'll end up in hospital at the end of this, because she thinks I'm not going to be prepared at all.
Well, I've never walked 30 miles in my life.
So yeah.
But
in one hit.
So what's your plan then?
Suppose,
You have to build up. You do have to build up to it. You can't just go, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, so I'll just, I don't know, I'll play it by ear, just tag along with you guys when you do your thing.
Well, my plan, because I work away, where I work, they have got a gymnasium, and when I work away for the week. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights, I've got nothing to do. So my plan is to go to the gym for an hour, do the hour's walk on the treadmill, and then the treadmill's got like an incline. And so, as I get into it, go over there and like on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go like 3 degrees for an hour on the Monday, then 2 degrees for an hour on the Tuesday, and 1 degree for an hour on the Wednesday, and then slowly build up until I'm doing hopefully like 10-degree incline for the first hour on the first night, and then 9-degree, and so slowly build up that way.
Yeah.
Still only do an hour a night, but.
That's the thing, though. It's just an hour.
It is. That's initially, and then as we get into say March or even April, some weekends where I'm just going out and doing a 15-20 mile walk, and just see how that is. Like on a Saturday, I have to do training, and then could get home and go for a 20-mile walk.
So maybe we're on a Saturday afternoon. 12-ish, we might head off then and do 6 hours together.
That's it. Even 6 hours.
Yeah,
like,
I think
it's the longevity of it.
And I think, to be fair, it's a long time we're going to be spending in each other's company. So the odd 6-hour walk before how we, it's a long time.
Yeah. Even walking from here around the ring road to Southmead, that's actually only about. Is it 10 miles at most?
It's not far.
It's not that far. Trying to find a 20-mile walk. It's almost like walk around there and walk back again.
I mean, the only walk I've seen, which is on was on the cycle path where we did the thing.
Yeah.
You could go into Bath, walk back into Bristol, and then back into Caterham. I think that's about 20 miles.
Okay.
And then, to be fair, that's a safe walk because there's no traffic.
Yeah.
But that cycle track does it go all the way around Bristol?
It certainly goes into the centre of Bristol.
No, but you basically walk around the ring road. You walk on the path around the ring road, and it goes all the way up to Abbey Wood and beyond if you want to.
Yeah.
So, and then you could all go up the A38 up past to Aztec West sort of thing, sticking to the pathways.
Yeah.
And then come back again.
So you could do that. Yeah, we could do that as well. So.
Or does it go? Can you go down towards Clifton then, and then back?
There is when you get to Staple Hill, there is the turn off at the Staple Hill Tunnel, and you can head into Bristol that way.
Right.
And then you can go up to Clifton, up sort of Park Street, and on pathways, and walk that way instead if you wanted to.
Just a loop.
So that, I think, once, maybe we get into
there are routes around Bristol you can plan.
Saturday afternoon is not a bad plan, actually.
There are routes around Bristol you can plan, absolutely. Where you go, I'm going to plan this route, and go up that way, and round up on the Downs, and then come back the Portway, and past Ashton Gate, and through Whitchurch, and you can drop me off on the way.
So maybe we'll have to look. Once we certainly get into March, I think that's probably something to do almost every other week on a Saturday. Oh, I mean, granted, it'll all depend on what family commitments you've got. So there might be some weeks where it's one of us, 2 or 3 of us, depending, because not being funny. Like I said, we all work 5 days a week. Saturday mornings is coaching. Sunday mornings is playing. Is the team's playing. So the only free family time at the moment on a normal week we have is Saturday afternoons and Sunday afternoons. To then go to all of our better half saying, actually, Saturday afternoons, ignore them for that. Potentially unreasonable. You've got to be fair on your family.
But it might be that on a Saturday you go out for a 5-mile walk, Mark, and Tom, you go out for a 10-mile walk, and I go out for an 8-mile walk. But once a month, we're saying we're committing to the 3 of us going out together once a month, as well as on a Saturday we're individually going off for 3, 5, whatever, and we'll commit once a month together to do a big walk, say, something like that.
That's probably.
We've got to get a 30 in.
It would be good to get at least
I was told by somebody who does a lot of running. He suggested you don't do that until right at the very end. You need to do one at the end. You build up, so sort of doing 15, 20, 22, 23. You might do a 30, but you don't actually get to do those. You don't bother, once you're doing a regular 22, 23, you don't need to do a 30.
But it's a 30 every day.
It is. If you're doing, say, 23, 24 miles a day, then you don't need to do a 30, because actually by that point, it's in your legs.
Yeah.
Well, you might just do one, but you don't. He's run marathons. He says when he builds up, he doesn't do that
But
Yeah,
does he do 7
he's not
marathons
doing
in 7 days?
Yeah.
No, but
I definitely want to do one
Yeah,
just to see,
get
because
it.
just to
I mean,
walk it and see what we're doing.
And it is.
what
I
we're
mean, the
doing.
way you look, the way it is. All right, we're walking it, but it is 7 marathons plus a day.
Yeah.
7 marathons in 7 days. All right, it's walking it, but it is.
Well, I think I said to you when we talked
Yeah.
about setting up challenges when we walked at Kelston round top and back. That last mile, my legs were in bits walking back in, and that was 12 miles, and most of that was flat. Apart from the hill, up and down the hill, most of that was flat.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, I've not done any exercise. I've not built up to it. I've not done any preparation. I just turned up and gone, yeah, I'll walk. That was a bit of a killer. So we're going to do preparation, but that was only 12 miles. Yeah, this is 2.5.
That's what I mean.
Talking of planning, walking and stuff, there's also the route to consider. So I've planned a route via the 3 hospices. There is actually a shorter route, but there's a lot more hills. So the option was, do we do shorter but more climbs, or a longer route but it's flatter? And so the one I've planned, which takes us, I think it's via, was it Tiverton, I think I took it through. From Bideford, you come down, I think it's the A30 to Tiverton, and then up that way, rather than go over the top of, across Exmoor. Because once you go across Exmoor, you really are going up and over the top of it. It's almost like another 1,000 feet you can climb as you go. It's shorter, but that extra 1,000 feet of height you've got to climb can be a real killer. And it's only about, I think it was only about another 6 miles.
I think for 6 miles flat.
And that's what I said to you, Mark, when we were discussing it. For 6 miles extra, 1,000 feet in height, climbing less, I think that's worth it. So that's another consideration whenever you challenge anything. In fact, when I first looked into it, I was like, okay, how close can we stick to the railways? Because the railways are going to be pretty flat. So, and then I was like, oh, actually, no, we're going by the hospices. No, we can't sit at the railway. Because you're going to still go from Land's End to Bristol, you still walk by the railway, surely, because they're the flattest. They cut through, walk through the tunnel, mind out a train. But no, because we're going to hospices, there is up and down.
Yeah, so I think, we'll keep it as flat as possible, and for 6 miles, it's definitely worth it over the 6 days. So it's, it's going to be exciting, isn't it? I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so in terms of what I've got noted down here, that's all I had noted down. Do you guys have anything else you thought about we want to discuss here?
No.
Any worries, any considerations about doing it? I mean, worries, yes, because you don't want to end up in hospital, as you said.
No matter what happens, I ain't end up in hospital. I ain't giving the missus the bloody satisfaction. So that ain't happening. So it'll be, it's like I said, it is, and it's a hard challenge, and I think these things have to be hard because the bottom line is you want to make as much money. I want it, for me personally, I want it to be something I remember for the rest of my life.
People aren't going to sponsor you if you say, "Hey, I'm going to walk this. I'm going to do this walk, and it's half a mile."
Yeah, exactly.
People aren't going to sponsor you, are you? If you say, "Hey, actually, I'm going to walk 220 miles in 7 days," well, actually, that's part of it.
Yeah. I mean, the general thing is that people are impressed with it, so it will be raise as much money as we can. It'll be a challenge that is inspirational, and I think what we'll find, where actually going to the hospices, even if we're struggling at any point, that'll be an inspiration to see some of these kids and whatever we get to see and the stories behind it. That'll be another driving force that'll carry it on as well, because
even just spending half an hour there saying hi, this is what we're doing, meeting somebody, that could be a real booster.
I mean, I don't know, but if there's a family there, so if it wasn't for this place, you could, I'm sure when you'll be inspired by the time you come back, no matter what stories you hear.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the reason we're doing this, isn't it? I mean, I know of families who've used the hospice, so absolutely, I know the benefits it can provide to people, which is one of the reasons I'm fully behind this. So absolutely, I mean that could be that boost you need each time you start the flag. Oh, we're hitting the next hospice, and it gives you that boost again, because they are quite evenly spaced out. Well, that last boost is only sort of 7 miles from here, so it's that last little boost to get us home, down the hill, past Ashton Gate.
So no, it'd be an amazing thing. And again, I said before we finish, if you're listening to this and stuff, there is go to Facebook and our Facebook pages.
Well, I'll share it on the page when we put this podcast out.
And it'd be inspirational. So looking forward to it.
Yeah. Tom, any last thoughts from you about any concerns, any worries, or just last thoughts or hopes even for what you're going to achieve out of this?
No, not really. Just looking forward to it. Just looking forward to actually walking 230 odd miles.
I think it's 227 unless we end up getting detours.
Yeah.
Get lost. Yeah.
Just getting a feel for how far that is. Because you just jump in a car these days, don't you? And you're gone, you're there.
Well, yeah, you were saying even like what it was like in the old
exactly.
When before cars, transport and stuff was around. Well, this is what they had to do.
Yeah. So just looking forward to it, and raising some money.
Yeah, I think me personally, it's just the fact of being able to do it, showing I can do it. It's walking 227 miles in 7 days. That's just a massive achievement that Mark's absolutely proud of. So that's it from me. Okay, that's it, listeners. Hope you enjoyed this one. Mark, thank you very much.
Good night. Cheers, everybody.
Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And listeners, hope you enjoyed that. And listen out for April. Thank you. If you like this podcast, then please email us your questions, comments, random thoughts, anything you want to share with us at greengrassroots@gmail.com. You can contact Mark and Andy through X at Fry Club JFC, on Facebook via Fry Club Junior FC, and the Fry Club website is www.fryclubjfc.co.uk. You could also type out a fantastic review on Apple Podcasts or give us 5 stars on Spotify. You've been listening to a We Haven't Got a Clue What We're Doing production, produced and edited by Andy Glover.